game so classic and so good that it pushed the first-person shooter genre into the mainstream flow of games. For many reasons, Doom is considered to be one of, if not the best game of all time. However, I am not going to drone on about the legacy, because that's not what you want to hear about. No, you want to hear me review the game. Well, it just so happens that today I will be doing exactly that. So, Phobos, Demos, and action! Doom's story is really not that important. As John Carmack once said, storing video games is like storing a porn movie. You expect it to be there, but it's not that important. And personally, I absolutely agree with this sentiment. But the basic premise to Doom is, you're the last Space Marine left alive, and you need to kill everything, because that's just your favorite thing to do. First thing I'm going to talk about for Knee Deep in the Dead is, of course, Nuclear Plant. Nuclear Plant is a very memorable level like its predecessor, Hangar. John Romero uses this trick of showing you the outside area so that you will try to find a way to get out there. However, what you're supposed to do is just hit this button behind this secret wall, and you can also get a backpack out of that secret. Access the outside and find a blue orb called the Soul Sphere and lots of shotgunners out for blood. Kill them and then grab this chain gun, which is a powerful weapon that is way better than using the stock pistol. Okay, so the pistol is really bad, and it also really sucks. Nuclear Plant also has this slightly darkened maze area with lots of zombie men and imps. Find the chainsaw in this area too, and you're all set for the rest of episode 1. Toxin Refinery introduces the Pinky Demons and the Spectres, which are just translucent pinkies. They're not that hard to deal with, especially with the chainsaw that was in that secret in level 2, or the good old reliable shotgun. There are quite a few hidden goodies in this level, like the rocket launcher and a soul sphere. This level also contains the exit to the secret level, Military Base. Stop. Before I talk about Military Base, I need to talk about Doom's weapons, such as the fists, which are mainly used with Berserk, the chainsaw, which is used for pinkies or when you're invulnerable, the pistol, which is used to access the shotgun, which is used nearly all of the time, the chain gun, which is used for clearing out large groups of enemies, the rocket launcher, which is used for killing out large groups of enemies with splash damage, the plasma gun, which is used for clearing out large groups of enemies and it also fires really fast, and the BFG 9000, which is most effective at clearing out large groups of enemies. But we won't see that until episode 3. Now it's finally time to talk about Military Base, which is the secret level of episode 1. It is a really good and solid level, although I don't understand why this is even a secret level. Like Fortress of Mystery, which I'll get to later, absolutely deserves to be a secret level, while Military Base feels more like a standard level, which is fine, although I just don't get the point of hiding it. However, it does use one of my favorite tracks in the entire game, which is Hiding the Secrets. How about you take a listen for just a minute? Command Control is an interesting level. It was one of 2 levels in Knee Deep in the Dead not made by the man himself, John Romero. It has some valuable items at the beginning of the level, so be sure to grab those. Also, there's a lift in this level that once you go up it, it does not come back down, so be sure to grab the Mega Armor before jumping down. there's this little cramped area with a bunch of imps and pinkies, and then you get the yellow key, or just strafe jump over, whichever one is better for you. Also find the quote-unquote hidden ground swastika. Back to a level by John Romero. Phobos Lab is the first one that seems to cut back and have lots more dark rooms, so I guess it's the first scary level in Doom. Okay, but there is a lot of interesting stuff in this level, like the secret in the toxic waste, or the secret rad suit behind the wall. Also, the last room is completely pitch black with the occasional flicker of lights, so grab the light amplification goggles in this room to help brighten your way. Kill the pinkies at the end, and then it's on to... Central Processing. We're getting very close to the end of Knee Deep in the Dead. This level has that one maze that you need to go through to get the yellow key, although I personally think that the best way to approach this is to take that secret behind the wall and then surprise the monsters. Then there's the room with all the pinkies at the end, and using the rocket launcher is a good option until you blow yourself up like I've done before. Computer Station is definitely my favorite Episode 1 level. Lots of monsters, lots of Romero secrets like the one in the toxic waste on either side of the raising and lowering platform. The beginning is by far the hardest part of the map, with many hit scanners and barely any cover. Just hold down the fire button and don't stop. This level is a great segue into what could have been an awesome boss level. Instead, we get... Phobos Anomaly. This level is the boss stage of Episode 1, and it's okay, but for Knee Deep in the Dead, that shouldn't be in its vocabulary. First is the room filled with pinky demons and explosive barrels. Shoot the barrels and almost all the pinkies die, and then you just have to pick off the few remaining. Find the soul sphere and then go to the end of the long hallway. Up the lift you'll find 2 barons and lots of specters to deal with on ultraviolence. Just use the rocket launcher, but make sure not to kill yourself in the process. Going into that teleport at the end kills you and gives you text signifying that you are dead and going to hell, I think. You may have noticed that I had skipped Hangar when talking initially about the levels. But why? Well, because it's been talked about to death at the beginning of every single Doom video. Okay, I'm over-exaggerating. However, I did want to shake up the standard talking order and instead talked about Hangar at the end of Episode 1. So Hangar is the level that most people think of when they hear Doom. For good reason. It was the last made level in the game. The psychology behind this was that the developers got better at making maps as the game was in development, so save making the first level for last, so as it would be the best level in the game. I mean, the level is cool, and it's a great opening map, but it doesn't really last that long at all. Just remember to get the shotgun if you're playing on lower difficulties. It's behind this secret with the imps. Once you beat the big badasses and clean out the moon base, you're supposed to win. Aren't you? Aren't you? Where's your fat reward and ticket home? What the hell is this? It's not supposed to end this way. It stinks like rotten meat, but looks like the lost Demos base. Looks like you're stuck on the shores of hell. The only way out is through. To continue the Doom experience, play the Shores of Hell and its amazing sequel, Inferno. Amazing sequel, my ass! Episode 2, The Shores of Hell, starts now. You're dropped into Deimos Anomaly, and once you start playing The Shores of Hell, you're in for the long ride. While Episode 1 took place on the base of Phobos, Episode 2 takes place in the Deimos base. Little bit of trivia, Phobos and Deimos are the two moons of Mars. I didn't actually find this out until I looked the two places up. So Doom can technically be considered an educational game. Not even going to begin to explain how ironic that last statement was. The level starts out really easy. I like to take the teleport before going to the right since I like to hit the switch first that opens the secret room with the plasma gun and the Cacodemon. Meet the Cacodemon. It's a big floating red ball that shoots what I think is high damage fireballs. It also apparently has a melee attack, but I've honestly never seen it, and neither should you if you're playing correctly. Hit the switch behind the switch from earlier to open up the wall to find the red key. Then after fighting a horde of pinkies, you flick a switch to raise stairs to kill the Cacodemon, to then flick that switch to access the exit guarded by another Cacodemon. Leave nothing alive! Containment area is a very nice level. I like the big level design, especially in the crate area when you first get the Berserk pack. Remember to save ammo, so just go through and punch everything. You acquire the chain gun and the rocket launcher in this level, and the chainsaw in the secret with all the lost souls. Oh yeah, lost souls are now an enemy to worry about. They are absolutely the most annoying enemy in Doom. All they do is charge at you, which doesn't sound that annoying. However, they usually come in large groups, so having a million lost souls charging at you is goddamn annoying. So just plasma gun them, don't use the chainsaw. Solve the key puzzle, and then go onto the exit only after picking up the rocket launcher and the chain gun, so that you're all stocked up on weapons. Refinery is a fine level. I honestly do not mind this level, especially since it has Intermission from Doom as the music. Also, you get the Berserk pack really early in the level, and get to punch some Cacodemons with it. Running over damaging toxic waste is pretty shitty though, and some of the design choices are really bad. For example, this damaging floor secret where you get a backpack. It's just really, really dumb. Deimos Lab is the first level where I really start to notice the Deimos base fusing with Hell. There's lots of toxic crap in this one area, and there's a lot more demonic imagery. And these sections that make me feel like I'm in a castle, mainly because the textures look like faded green stone. You'll start to notice more Barons and Cacodemons showing up now. Cacodemons don't show up as much in episode 2 compared to later episodes, but they are still annoying to deal with. I used to just skip all of these monsters at the end, but now I do get a big thrill out of killing all the imps, Barons, and Cacodemons. Command Center is a mazy level with a lot of Barons, and when I say a lot, I really mean just 4. It's a good level. I like finding everything in this level. The normal path takes you to a lot of enemies to kill, and finding the secret level is pretty easy. But first I should find the secret plasma gun in the secret over the damaging poison, and also get a ton of ammo out of it. Then take the secret exit and... oh fuck! Anyway, go through that, and after dealing with the lost soul ambush, take the secret exit to... oh shit. Well, it's time to get into the bad parts now. From here on out, the levels progressively seem to be worse than the ones from Knee Deep in the Dead. However, instead of me talking about Fortress of Mystery, let's give my producers some input. Welcome, Ben55K. Now, what do you think of Fortress of Mystery?
Alright, so this level right here, I at first didn't know what to do, okay? But like, as I saw, I mean, it's a pretty cool concept, okay? So you get the Barons fight the Cacodemons, right? Right, it's pretty cool, right? Yeah, and I mean, I haven't seen that in any other first-person shooters where there's like enemies fighting each other. I thought it was a pretty cool idea. You know, you don't have to kill all those guys, they just do it themselves. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Finally, I can talk about Halls of the Damned. It's definitely not a bad level, especially if you're like me and die and then have to pistol start. Scavenging for ammo is quite more thrilling in this level, and it felt a lot more fun playing the level this way. The fake exit is quite cool for the time. Overall, I had a really fun time playing Halls of the Damned, especially having to pistol start the level. Many people don't seem to like spawning vats, but I don't think it's a bad penultimate level. It introduces the invincibility power-up, which is really nice, since if you combine it with the Berserk pack in this level, you can just tear through all the monsters, especially all the goddamn Barons and Cacodemons. Although the tech-based parts in this level do look really awful, especially when compared to Knee Deep in the Dead. You know, I actually did die once in Tower Babel, since the Cyber Demon got stuck in a room, like one of those rooms near the start, and I could not find him, so as soon as I entered that room, kablam! I just got blasted into oblivion. He's not even that hard, especially he can be easily countered with a technique called circle strafing. Rocket launch him since there are so many rockets in this level, or you can do what I do, which is just use the plasma gun, since I had lots of ammo for it by then. You've done it! The hideous cyber demon lord that ruled the lost Demos base has been slain, and you are triumphant. But, where are you? You clamber to the edge of the moon and look down to see the awful truth. Demos floats above hell itself. You've never heard of anyone escaping from hell, but you'll make the bastards sorry they ever heard of you. Quickly, you rappel down to the surface of hell. Now, it's time to move on to the final chapter of Doom, Inferno. So remember how I was insinuating earlier that I really don't like Inferno? Well, don't take this the wrong way, but Inferno is actually my favorite episode of Doom. I'll explain more later, but I like all the visual styles of Hell, and it mainly features level from Sandy Petersen, who isn't known for making visually striking levels, but who's known for being the most inventive and innovative official Doom designer at the time. Well, I don't really like Hellkeep. It's a very bad first impression to what Hell has to offer. Pistoling Cacodemons used to make me really pissed off, until I just used the knowledge gained from Fortress of Mystery to have the imps infight with the Cacodemons for at least a little while, and then kill the Cacos with the pistol after that's done with. There isn't that much ammo in this level, and it feels like an endurance rush. Okay, not really. However, my opinion on the next level might be controversial. Good thing controversy is one of my favorite pastimes. Slough of Despair, I find, is an interesting level made by Sandy Petersen. It takes the shape of a hand, which at the time was quite unique. Sandy Peterson is usually hated on for levels like Fortress of Mystery, and most people who have played Slough of Despair hate it as well. However, I really enjoy it. I don't feel that any part of the map is unfair, and I quite like the cramped areas of the map. I used to not enjoy this one, but I've come around to it. I will admit that the end part with all the lost souls is dumb, but that's one minor flaw. One last thing to note, you will notice an increase in cacodemons and everything Doom related from this episode onward. Pandemonium is another map made by Sandy Peterson. However, it was originally started by Tom Hall, like Containment Area. You get the BFG 9000 in this level. Finally, there are 2 barons in this level, and one is quite easy to deal with after getting the BFG, and an invulnerability if you can manage to grab it. The other baron is in this semi-cramped area with these weird pillar things. Overall, Pandemonium is a very solid level indeed. House of Pain is fine. It's got some corridors that feel very long. It gives you this open space near the beginning where you can just unload with the BFG on the monsters. If you didn't notice the cacodemon uptick early, you will in this level. Overall, not that much to say about this level, other than it's another solid entry. Also, I get why most people think that this 3rd floor section with the medkits is really dumb, but I personally don't mind it since there's an invulnerability in the previous area that makes this entire section a joke anyways. However, I think that I have the most controversial opinion on any Doom level that might earn myself a one-way ticket to hell myself, which is Unholy Cathedral is a level that I actually enjoy playing. I understand that most people don't like the teleporter puzzle, and I agree, kinda. However, just figuring out this puzzle is what sells me on the entire level. There's a few sections of the level that lower these walls with barons behind them, and I love this part. Fighting barons is probably my favorite thing in Doom. I think the hate this level gets is overplayed, and I personally enjoy playing this level every single time. This level will be an A- in my books. Mount Erebus is really good. It's the first open world-esque map, and it really shows in comparison with all the maps that came before. I don't like how many lost souls are in the level, and the secret exit is really defined, and you can exit the level without finding any keys. Actually, I go so far as to say that the secret level is easier to find than the normal exit, considering they have to jump into lava to get there. That aside, this level has a whopping 22 cacodemons on ultraviolence. Oh man. It's not even that much of a challenge though, and you should have plenty of ammo by then. But unless you're one of those sadomasochists who pistol start every level. Wink wink. Anyway, the secret exit takes us to Warrens. This level is Hell Beneath, but way better. It first starts off as Hell Beneath, but now you have tons of ammo. Take this teleporter to reveal a cyber demon instead of Slough of Despair. Kill him and grab the invincibility to lay waste to the rest of the level. There are more invincibilities in the level, so you can just run through like a crazy person. However, Gate to Limbo is really disappointing. Barely 40 enemies, and the hardest part is solving this teleport puzzle. The main threat in this level is to not die of boredom, but this is nowhere near the most embarrassing level in Doom. No, that honor would have to go to Dis, one of the worst levels in Doom. The absolute ultimate disappointment. I mostly have praised Doom so far, but this boss is absolutely awful. If you have the BFG, which you should by now, just spam it at the Spider Mastermind. Dies in about 2 to 4 shots depending on how far away you are. And that's the level. I'm not doing that since I like to kill everything, since it just makes the journey longer and a bit better. Thankfully, there's still more that Doom has to offer with the release of Ultimate Doom. loathsome spider demon that masterminded the invasion of the moon bases and caused so much death has had its ass kicked for all time. A hidden doorway opens and you enter. You've proven too tough for hell to contain, and now hell at last plays fair. For you emerge from the doom to see the green fields of Earth, home at last. You wonder what's been happening on Earth while you were away. Well, what's been happening is that your pet bunny is dead and is killed by the demons, and that is a perfect segue into Thy Flesh Consumed. Added in 1995 with Ultimate Doom, Thy Flesh Consumed is the 4th episode of Doom. But is it any good? Well... Hell Beneath is a wake-up call level about how tough the beginning of Thy Flesh Consumed is. Shotgunner trap at the beginning, coupled with 2 other traps later in the level, is really an okay way to start off the hardest episode of Doom. Perfect Hatred. This is definitely the hardest level in episode 4. Actually, I take that back. However, I still had fun with it, especially since I would find out new strategies to help beat the level, and it made me feel very accomplished after finding a strategy that worked. Since my producer talked about Fortress of Mystery, he now gets to talk about Perfect Hatred. Go ahead, Ben55K. What do you think about Perfect Hatred?
Alright, so as a first-time Doom player, you might want to avoid this level here, okay? This level, it's got a lot of enemies, you know? And then, me, being myself, I decided to fight the Baron that was unnecessary at the beginning, and I didn't see the button. So, I kind of ended up dying here, so yeah. I mean, but like, there's a lot of enemies at this beginning part, and cacodemons are pretty annoying, especially if your pistol starting the level, so yeah, it's pretty hard.
Also, be sure to telefrag the Cyber Demon, pick up the BFG, and go to the secret level, which takes you to... Fear, which is a fine level. I don't really know why it's a secret level, but it overall is a good romp through just massacring demons. One thing to note is that there's a couple of spots in this map where you have to go over tiny ledges, which might be referencing a certain Doom 2 level. Wink wink. Sever the Wicked is a good time. Lots of demons to kill, and especially Barons, which are my absolute favorite demon to take down. And invulnerability makes this level a lot easier though. Unruly Evil is without a doubt the worst level in Thy Flesh Consumed. It's very, very short and doesn't offer that much for gameplay. Honestly, it's only just a little harder to pistol start this one. Its placement here is weird, and it definitely should have been one of the introductory maps to the episode. They Will Repent is an interesting level, however it feels very bland. I don't mind playing it, but everything is all indoors, when most levels in Thy Flesh Consumed have at least a sense of outdoors. Overall, it's not that bad. Against the Wickedly is actually the hardest level in episode 4, for me. I have a love-hate relationship with this level. I love playing it, but when I die it's the biggest sucker punch to the gut ever. Most of the level takes place over hurt floors, and there isn't that much wiggle room for making errors. I died a total of 4 or maybe 5 times in this level, which yes, means that I had to pistol start it. Pistol starting this level is quite fun, but also very annoying. Anyways, this all leads up to the climactic Cyber Demon fight at the end. Grab the invulnerability and then just waste him. This also leads to one of my most annoying deaths in the game. Just take a watch and try not to feel pain while watching. And Hell Followed is a fine penultimate map. Cramped room with an invulnerability and a cyber demon is a good fight, and the outside fight with all the shotgunners and barons and cacodemons is a blast to go through as well. Very good level. Unto the Cruel is the finale that Doom actually deserves. You first have to take on a platoon of hit scanners and then go take on more enemies. You encounter a lot of barons in this level. Don't let that scare you, there's tons of ammo and weirdly textured water area. Kill them, kill the specters down the lava, take on these 4 barons, run into the final room, which is harder than last time. While you can still spam the BFG, you have to spam it a lot more, and finding this secret BFG and massacring everything in the level. You have won, and also avenge your pet rabbit, Daisy. Yeah, Thy Flesh Consumed was the revenge episode, where Doom Guy takes revenge on the demons, because at the end of Inferno, they killed his pet rabbit. So that was Ultimate Doom. It was a very good experience, especially in 1993 or 1995, whenever people would first start playing it. I personally did not play the game until 2 years ago, but I still had a fun time playing through it, and especially with the updated new Steam source port, there's no excuse not to play it. However, I will be leaving Sigil for the next video, since I have a lot to talk about in that one, mainly since it was made by the man himself, John Romero. Now, with all that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you really enjoyed it that much, then consider leaving a like on the video and maybe subscribing to the channel, or even clicking the notification bell to join whatever squad name I made up last time. Anyway, that was Doom Extramost Bestest Edition.
Arch file.